Yo, what's going on, guys? Versal here, and today I'll be talking about the new JURRAC cards that were finally translated. We knew we were getting a few cards related to the JURRAC archetype a couple months ago, and now we finally have the translations to see what the cards actually do, so we can evaluate them, if they're good or bad, how they work in the existing Dino strategy and whatnot. But yeah, we got 4 new cards to talk about, and I'll kind of go over if I think they're good or not. Some cards I think that work well with them that we're already playing or consider playing. But yeah, before I get into the discussion, if you're interested in this dinosaur playmat or these sleeves, check out finalsaga.de. And if you decide to buy anything, use my code reversal10 for 10% off your order. It supports me directly, and they have a bunch of other cool stuff over there, so definitely check them out. But yeah, we got 4 cards to talk about. We'll start off with the Gira Mega, which is a level 1 fire dinosaur tuner monster. So it's like a Aeolo retrain kinda. Has a few effects. First one, if you control a dinosaur monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it functions the same as like the Doodle Beast Stego, which is like okay. Second effect, during your main phase, you can discard 2 cards, including a JURRAC card, then draw 2 cards. This would not be bad, potentially, if there were enough JURRAC cards that were actually worth putting in the main deck. But I'm not sure that's the case. And the last effect is if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send 1 JURRAC monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, except Gira Mega. So this is the most interesting effect on the card. The fact that you can send from extra deck is cool, since you could send the new synchro, which we'll get to in a little bit. But this card's okay. It's like Doodle Beast Stego was also always like a decent card. It just didn't really have a lot of application in the Dino deck, since there's not like very good Link 2s to go into anymore. But now we have the Silhouette Rabbit. So this card's pretty good. Just has like a Link 2 to go into. And then in addition, we have the statue that's like the best target for it. I think this card, I was already thinking after Fuvaros comes out next month, I was thinking like potentially playing the Doodle Stego or Gillosaurus would be good, just to give you like some type of play under that card without giving your opponent too many draws. And this card, that Megalo coming out, it's like pretty much Doodle Stego with a little higher upside. So I think this card's not bad. We just have to find the best application for it. But turning your Ovi into like a 1 card that does something is pretty good. And then in addition to these, the card's actually searchable with Ground Xeno as well, which is good. So Ground Xeno is now a 1 card quote-unquote combo. It doesn't do like a ton, but you can use the Ground Xeno to add the Megalo and then destroy it, and then it's getting destroyed by a card effect, so you can send a JURRAC monster from your deck or extra deck to the grave, and you're going to use that to dump the new synchro, and then that'll set up the synchro on your opponent's turn, so you have some disruption. And the good thing about that is it plays well into the Molcharmy Fuvaros as well. So I think playing like the one of Megalo with the extra deck cards is going to be pretty good. If nothing else with these new cards, I think that's like fine. Just because the Megalo's a free body, and then you have a couple like low investment plays that it allows you to do. So I think that's pretty good. And then, like I said, like with the Ovi, you can search this, and then if that's all you have, you just have the free special, and then you can make like a Link 2. And then if you open this on top of your combo, you have potential to since it's a level 1 tuner, you can use this plus Giant Rex to make a Naturia Beast if you put this level 1 fire under the Reprodocus to make it an Earth. So that's another thing that's like potentially could be done. It's more for like 3 card combos, I think, but it's like something that you can do. But I think like when you have like normal 2 card combos, it's kind of taking away from the end boards too much. Like it's not enough disruptions for like a 3 card combo. But yeah, I think the level 1's pretty good. Let's move on to the next one. This time we got Gira Stego. It's a level 4 fire. You can only use its effect once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy one card you control, and if you do, send one dinosaur monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can special summon JURRAC monsters from your hand and or deck, whose total levels equal the level of monsters sent to the graveyard except Gira Stego. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except dinosaur monsters. So that last line of text kind of invalidates this entire card as far as I'm concerned. This card's not that good to warrant having a full dinosaur lock on the rest of your turn. I don't know why they decided to do that, but that's what we're dealing with. Second effect is when this card is destroyed by battle, you can return one face-up card to the hand. So this card could have maybe been good if it didn't have to destroy a card you controlled, and if it didn't have a dino lock. But maybe there's something that can be done with this card that's fine. But first look at it, I don't really envision myself using this card for like any purpose. I think that the lock is definitely way too detrimental to any type of strategy you can even think about doing. But yeah, I don't really see the need to talk about this one too much more. Yeah, I don't see anyone playing that personally. The next one, we have the synchro card, which is a level 10 fire. It's called Gira Astero. So this is another dinosaur. It takes one tuner plus one non-tuner dinosaur monster. So it's pretty easy to make. It has 3 different effects. The first one is if this card is synchro summoned, you can set one JURRAC spell trap from your deck or graveyard. So as of now, I think the only JURRAC spell trap is the field spell. That's the 4th card that was revealed in this. I don't think there's any other ones. Maybe they have a surprise 5th card that's that coming in this, but I'm not sure. I think it's usually only 4 cards when they do support like this. Second effect, once per turn when your opponent would special summon a monster, you can banish 2 dinos from your grave, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy the monster. So this effect is very good if you can stick this card in the field. It's just pretty much a summon negate. It's always good. I don't know if we're gonna be like using this card like to make it on the board that much, since it's like a little awkward. But the next effect is like a graveyard effect, which is a little more relevant in my opinion. And that is during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish 2 JURRAC monsters from your grave, including this card. Special summon 1 JURRAC meteor from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. So this is like the best part about this synchro as far as I'm concerned. And if you don't know what JURRAC meteor does, when that card's synchro summoned, destroy all cards on the field. Then you can special summon 1 tuner monster from your graveyard. So it's just a board wipe. It's not a one-sided board wipe, unfortunately, but it's like a potentially something that's pretty good. Like I said, if you have the ground Xeno, you can add the new level 1, pop it, and then dump the synchro. And then you'll have the synchro plus the megalo in the grave. So that's 2 JURRACs already. So just off the ground Xeno, the synchro's graveyard effect is live to banish those 2 and then summon the meteor for a board wipe on your opponent's turn. So that's not bad. The fact that you can just play the 2 extra deck cards and then the 1 megalo just as like a free body that you can use like worst case scenario to make ground Xeno a better card, I think is fine. And then it's just an extra body for you to do like silhouette rabbit plays or just make like SP early on or something. So I think the synchro and the level 1 are definitely like fine cards. I just think like in general, a lot of these cards, like as a functional strategy, I don't think there's enough JURRAC cards for it to be like good still, but I think the synchro and the level 1 I think have some utility at worst in like the existing dino deck without kind of playing too many bricks in the deck. So I think the synchro in a nutshell is a good card. It's just a matter of how efficient you can use it. And I think just playing the 1 tuner is probably the only like efficient way to do it, because you don't really want to play a bunch of JURRAC cards, I don't think. But talk about the field spell next, since that's like one that reads okay, but I think it's a little overblown right now. All right, so last card that was announced is the Gira Volcano. This is the field spell. It has 3 different effects that you can only use once per turn each. First one's during your main phase, you can destroy a dino monster you control, and if you do, special summon one JURRAC monster from your deck. I don't know why they decided to make it destroy one dinosaur monster you control. It would have been a lot better if it was destroy a dino monster like in your hand or field, whatever. So at least it could function like Draconic Diagram. Instead, they made it like Vsauce Starfrost, which is a card we never really played, because if your card needs like the baby to be on the field for it to get you into your combo, it's automatically not very good because you don't want to be normal summoning a baby. But you can use this to destroy like some of the JURRAC cards and then like the level 1 and then dump stuff, so it's not like horrible for that. But this card would have been so much better if it didn't need to destroy something that was on your field. That really ruined it as far as I'm concerned. Second effect, if your opponent special summons a monster and they have already activated 4 or more monster effects this turn, you can special summon one JURRAC Meteor from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. So it's like a Nibiru at home. If this card's on the field and it's sitting there while your opponent's activating effects, you can summon the board wipe, and it's treated as a synchro summon, so it does get its effect. Again, the JURRAC Meteor board wipe isn't one-sided, so it can be pretty awkward. It's not like you want to set this card up with your board and then like you get to just wipe your opponent for free, because if you have stuff in the field, it's going to wipe that as well. And if you're not playing certain cards in your deck to kind of help generate you follow-up, that board wipe isn't really going to get you anywhere. So it's like a funny effect, but in practice, I don't really see it being too relevant. And the last effect, if a JURRAC monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish one dinosaur monster from your graveyard instead. So this card, or this effect, would have been a lot better if it just said if a dinosaur monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish a dino from the grave. Because it would have been good protection otherwise, but the fact that it's only for JURRAC monsters is kind of lame. Since you're not really going to be ending on JURRAC monsters typically. The only one you would maybe end on is the synchro. But even then, I think, like I said, I think the graveyard effect's more relevant for that one, since it's a lot easier to access without like playing a bunch of bricks. But yeah, I don't know. People have been going crazy about this field spell, but I don't see it. I think it could have been really good, but I think like most Dino support, some of these cards, just like a line or two of text just not being as it should have been, kind of hinders them way too much. But yeah, I think in general these cards still kind of don't form like a coherent strategy on their own. I don't think there's enough JURRAC cards that are good. Like with the Megalo, the level 1, the effect to like get rid of 2 of your own cards from your hand, including a JURRAC to draw 2, would have been fine. But the problem is there's not enough JURRAC cards to really want to play in your main deck for that to like actually come up. But like in conclusion, I think the synchro's fine. Mainly the graveyard effect, and the level 1 is like a fine like Gira Stego upgrade. So we'll see when these cards come out what can really cook with them. But my first impressions is I think just playing the level 1 tuner and then the new synchro plus the meteor in the extra deck is probably the only real merit I see in playing these cards right now. But maybe something will come up that doesn't require playing a bunch of extra bricky cards in your deck, but or if more cards get announced that work with it, that would be cool as well. But for now, I think these cards are a little better than I expected, to be honest. I thought the JURRAC cards were just going to be like completely unplayable. So the fact that any of them like function at all in the deck is like a positive, I guess. But I don't think it's going to like change the landscape of the entire deck or anything. But I do think when these cards come out, we'll probably, if you want to go first, you probably will play the level 1 tuner and the 2 synchro monsters in the extra deck. But we'll talk more about that when these cards come out. They're still like months away. But those are just my first impressions. I've been getting asked about these cards a lot since they got translated last night. So figured I'd make a video kind of going over all of them. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Be on the lookout for a current format going first Dino deck coming out in the near future, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I was gonna record it today, but these cards came out last night, so I figured I'd do this video first. But yeah, it's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Peace.